What's up and welcome to Casonsorandomnews. Today is May 20th, so let's not waste any time and get right into it. First we have politics. The first article is titled, Wednesday Briefing, Israel's Allies Tell it to Stop, from the New York Times. Quote, if Israel does not cease the renewed military offensive and lift its restrictions on humanitarian aid, we will take further concrete actions in response, Britain, France, and Canada warned in a joint statement. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responded by saying that the three countries had handed Hamas a, quote, huge prize and accused them of encouraging a repeat of the October 7 attacks that started the war. From Reuters, Airstrikes Killed is titled Airstrikes Killed Dozens in Gaza. International criticism of Israel grows. The war, now in its 20th month, has left Gaza in ruins and its population facing a worsening hunger crisis. It has strained Israel's relations with much of the world, and those with its closest ally, the United States, now appears to be wavering. The United Nations said no humanitarian aid has been distributed yet in Gaza, although Israel ceased its 11-week-old blockade on Monday. Quote, Israeli authorities are requiring us to offload supplies on the Palestinian side of Kerem Shalom, crossing and reload them separately once they secure our team's access from inside Gaza, said UN spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric. And finally, for the last politics article, we have some article from The Atlantic called Putin Still in Charge. Today's phone call between Russian President Vladimir Putin and President Donald Trump was a painful reminder that Trump is the junior partner in the Russian-American relationship, and that Putin will continue his mass murder campaign in Ukraine for as long as he can get away with it. Nothing else of substance emerged from the call. When it comes to Europe's largest armed conflict since World War II, Putin's still in charge. The official account of Putin's remarks, released later by the Russian news service TASS, was even less conciliatory, pointedly excluding the reference to agreeing with the American president. But none of it matters. Trump spent more than 2 hours on the phone with Putin and got exactly nothing. Time for the economy section. From Reuters, China cuts key rates to aid economy as trade war simmers. China cut benchmark lending rates for the first time since October on Tuesday, while major state banks lowered deposit rates as authorities work to ease monetary policy to help buffer the economy from the impact of the Sino-U.S. trade war. The widely expected rate cuts are aimed at stimulating consumption and loan growth as the world's number 2 economy softens, while still protecting commercial lenders' shrinking profit margins. From CNN, Trump's tax cut faces a new snag. Americans' debt crisis is back in the spotlight. Quote, Moody's downgrade reflects concerns stemming from years of bad fiscal decisions in Washington. Michael Peterson, CEO of the Peter Peterson Foundation, which advocates for America's fiscal stability, told CNN, the country is already on track to add $22 trillion more to the $36 trillion debt level over the next decade, he said. President Donald Trump's bill, quote, would only accelerate the pace of borrowing by adding trillions to this already unsustainable path. From AP Politics, Japan's economy shrinks as Trump's trade war hits exports and shakes confidence. Exports declined at the annual rate of 2.3%. Consumer spending remained flat, while capital investment grew 5.8%. Trump's tariffs are likely to hurt Japan's giant exporters, especially the automakers, not only for products shipped from Japan, but from other nations like Mexico or Canada. Officials acknowledge planning a response is a challenge because Trump keeps changing his mind. There's not much tech for today, but we do have something. From Bloomberg, Xreal and Google debut AR glasses to rival Meta's Orion plan. In an interview, Xreal co-founder and chief executive officer Chai Su said the Samsung device is Google's response to Apple Inc.'s Vision Pro, while his company's upcoming Android XR eyewear is meant to compete with augmented reality glasses that Meta Platforms Incorporated is working on. Last year, Meta showed off prototype glasses codenamed Orion, and it plans to bring a consumer version to the market dubbed Artemis by 2027. Bloomberg News has reported. In the meantime, it will roll out updated smart glasses this year with a small display, a full step forward to full AR. Next, we have sports and entertainment. From Variety.com, Denzel Washington appears to fight back against Pushy Kane's photographer and yells "stop" during tense red carpet moment. Video from the carpet shared by the New York Post sees the two-time Oscar winner pointing his finger at a photographer and shouting at him to stop. As Washington approaches, the photographer is seen trying to laugh off the confrontation as he puts his hand around the actor's arm. Washington pulls himself away and again tells the photographer to stop. The photographer's canes are known to be shouty as they vie for stars' attentions. Next, from Pro Football Talk, USA Football acknowledges, quote, tremendous responsibility to select and train Olympic flag football players. The league has allowed not only participation in the Olympic flag football tournament, but also submission to, quote, a tryout or qualification process. It remains to be seen what that will be, who will be chosen, whether established flag football players will have a fair chance to protect their turf, and whether sufficient and effective training process will be developed to get NFL players ready, given the requirements of their primary football responsibilities. Lastly is health. From CNN, FDA greenlights first blood test to help diagnose Alzheimer's in the U.S. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has been given marketing clearance to a blood test to help diagnose Alzheimer's disease, making the test the first to get sign off to aid in the early detection of the disease in the United States. However, there remains no current single test to diagnose it. Doctors primarily rely on a variety of tools to diagnose the condition, which may include medical history, neurological exams, cognitive and functional evaluations, brain imaging, spinal fluid analysis, and more recently, blood tests. I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I am excited to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening. Jesus loves you. Peace out.